Hello, friends. I'm Rita Boyer, the educator at Prospect Presbyterian Church in Maplewood, New Jersey. Thank you for joining me for the ConnectEd lesson for March the 27th. Well, we've been spending a lot of time in our homes these last 2 years, but now many of us are starting to get out a lot more, and we're seeing people that we haven't seen in a very long time. Isn't it wonderful to see a friend or a family member that you haven't seen as much as you wanted to? Isn't it wonderful to get and to give those great big hugs that come on those occasions? Well, two people share one of those hugs in today's Bible story. The story is called Two Sons and Their Father. And today I am sharing it with you as it is told in this book, Growing in God's Love Story Bible, edited by Elizabeth Caldwell and Carol Wareheim, and published by Flyaway Books. I know that some of you have this book at home, so maybe you would like to go get it. That's up to you if you want to follow along. The story is on page 218. So in fact, you could pause this video if you would like to go and get your book and then start it when you are ready. Okay, are you ready for the story? If you have a book and are following along, it is page 218. And I'm thankful to the people at Flyaway Books for giving us permission to share this story online. Two Sons and Their Father. The story is based on a story that's told in the Gospel of Luke, chapter 15, verses 11 through 32. Did you go to school or church this year and someone you knew wasn't there? Maybe she was sick or had moved away. Jesus told this story about counting people. Who is there? Who is missing? A family had two sons. One day the younger son said to his father, "I'm getting out of here. I want my share of the money you have saved for me." So his father gave half of the money to the younger son and half to the older son. This was a bit different since children didn't usually get that money until their father died. The younger son packed his bags and money and traveled far away. He spent everything on having a really good time. But then he was in trouble. The country where he was living didn't have enough food. Now he was out of money and food. He looked for a job. Finally, someone hired him to feed pigs. He was so hungry. He would have been glad to eat the pigs' food. But no one noticed. No one shared their food with him. The younger son said to himself, "The people who work for my father have more to eat than I do. I'm always hungry. I'm going home. I'll say to my father, 'I've done a bad thing. I've lost everything you gave me. I'm a really bad son. I'll work for you on your farm if you'll feed me.'" He was walking down the road when he saw his father was running to meet him. His father hugged and kissed him. The younger son told his father what he had planned to say. Instead of being angry, his father started planning a party. He told his servants, "Bring the best of everything for my son, a robe, a ring, and new sandals. Fix a wonderful meal so that we can celebrate. My son was lost, but now he has come back." And the party began. The older son was working in the field. He heard the music. Moving closer, he saw the dancing and wondered what was going on. Why a party? He hadn't been invited. A servant told him, "Your younger brother has come back. Your father is having a party to celebrate." But no one noticed the older son wasn't at the party. No one gave him anything to eat. He stalked off angrily. His father saw him. He begged his older son to return. The older son said, "You're giving a party for my brother who left and lost all the money you gave him. I stayed here with you, working all the time. You never had a party for me." The father said, "I know you have stayed with me, but we need to celebrate. I thought your younger brother was lost forever, but he's alive. He was lost, but not anymore." And there is a picture. And you can see the father running with his outstretched arms to meet the son who had lost all of the money and was hungry. You can see in that picture he's looking down like he is ashamed of what he has done, and I'm sure that he was. I have some questions for you now. What do you think the older brother would like to say to the younger brother? We don't know what happened next. We don't know if the older brother stayed angry or if he ended up being happy that his brother was back. What do you think? What's another way this story could have ended? How would the story have been different if the older brother would have run in to enjoy the party and to greet his younger brother? And the last question in this story, count the people who love you. Count the people you love. Who else do you want to add? See, that's the thing about love. The more we give away, the more we have. The older brother seemed to think there was only so much love to go around, that if his dad loved his brother, well, there wouldn't be any love left for him. But the father loved both of his sons. We don't run out of love. If you would like a coloring sheet to help you remember this story, you'll find it at our website, ppcfaithformation.org, on the children's page. This activity called The Loving Father has a picture of that hug that I said I always look forward to when I'm seeing someone I haven't seen for a long, long time. And there are questions on the coloring sheet as well. As you look at this drawing, notice your inner thoughts. Imagine you are the father. What might you be thinking or feeling? Imagine you are the son. What might you be thinking or feeling? And decorate the picture. And you might think about the one who's not in that picture. What would you be thinking and feeling if you were the older son who had stayed home and worked for his father all along? It's an interesting story, and each time we think about it, or each time we hear it, we might hear something new, think something that we hadn't thought before. That's the fun thing about stories. Would you please pray with me? Loving God, we give thanks that you love all of your children. Even when we disappoint you, you are ready to forgive and welcome us back. Help us to show that kind of welcoming love to others. Amen. Thanks for joining me. I hope that you have a great week. Until next time, bye-bye.